I would also like at some point if we could discuss how Matt Binder got Ben Shapiro to quote tweet him over the N word to save the world.
Right, and he wasn't able to ratio me either.
He wasn't. No,
let's just do that now then. Yeah. So tell us about that.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Okay, so chat, you know this chat.
Let me give you. Do you have the links, or do you need me to grab them for you?
I will.
Okay, I'll give a quick intro and grab the links, and then take the funny parts, Matt. But if you don't know, Chat AI is the darling child of the right, and they're trying to break Chat AI.
Chat GPT. Chat GPT.
Yeah, sorry, Chat GPT to agree with the things that they believe. So they want the chat, to say the N word, or okay, wait, that's racist. We want the chat to say the N word, but it's to save the universe. Okay, what if you could actually prevent a nuclear holocaust just by using a slur? And if that was the case, would you do it? And
what if using racial slurs make me a hero? That's basically
exactly. That's the premise of the whole thing. Yeah, and obviously there's a lot of inherent racism that either develops or is coded into AI because systemic and just racism is encoded to all of us. So human beings who code AI, eventually it turns out that those biases reflect themselves in the AI itself. That's basically the reality of our world. So to prevent that or try and fix it, they're trying to code things into this, as in don't do this, don't use slurs. And then they got to this point where the right was like, this is unreal. They would not use a slur to save the human race, basically.
So
that's where Matt came.
Yeah, this is the initial tweet before Ben Shapiro replies. Matt Bender here saying Elon Musk apparently thinks it's concerning that an AI chatbot won't use a racial slur. So Liv here saying this summarizes better than any pithy essay what people mean when they worry about woke institutional capture, because ChatGPT won't say a racial slur. Elon Musk, concerning.
Are you fucking kidding me?
So
don't forget that it's say a racial slur to save the world. Something that will obviously happen. You know, all those evil villains out there who create these nuclear bombs and put the little code in that the only thing that can stop it is if Bruce Wayne gets all angry and says, I want to say the N-word and I'm going to stop the nuclear bomb. I won't do it. I won't do it. I'm too woke.
Where can I get the pass?
So
we talked about this on the Majority Report earlier today, and it's like this is the hoops that they jump through just because they want to say. We understand this too. They could say the word. They could say it right now. What they don't want is to deal with any sort of the societal consequences of saying that word. And and in this specific scenario, again, I mean, I was joking about it before, but it's truly what they're saying. They not only want to be able to say it without any consequences, they want to say it and be lauded for it. They want to be hoisted up on people's shoulders and paraded around town because they said the N-word or whatever other racial slurs they dream of saying at night. It's
this is the first time I'm hearing of this, and I just have to restate because I feel like I'm living in the Twilight Zone. Conservatives are literally concocting stories, like fabrications, so that way it would be morally permissible, necessary to use the N-word. Like that's where we're at in the discourse in America. And Ben Shapiro's seriously, unironically saying that.
So for those listening,
I want to Minecraft myself
to the actual podcast. Ben Shapiro replies to Matt Binder, quote tweets, and says, I'll try the voice. I'll see if I can do the voice.
It is extra funny if you read it in his voice.
Yes.
I'm sorry that you are either illiterate or morally illiterate, and therefore cannot understand why it would be so bad to prioritize avoiding a racial slur over saving millions of people in a nuclear apocalypse.
That was really good, David.
So that's his reply. As if this, you guys said everything already. As if this is like a real scenario. So ridiculous.
David, I made a movie poster. I sent it to you.
Wait, but then hold on. He says this about this this thought experiment. That's what this is. They love their fucking hypotheticals and their thought experiments. But the next day, I just dropped a link in the chat here. Pull up this video from Ben Shapiro's show. This is the day after, saying how important this thought experiment about saying a racial slur to save the world and stop a nuclear bomb, how important this hypothetical is.
Say the slur.
And here is what he's saying on his podcast the very next day.
there are 40 million Black Americans in this country. And the number of Black Americans who are shot while unarmed in the United States every year is maybe 2 dozen on the high end. If you are deeply worried every time you get in a car that you're going to get shot by a cop, you are misprioritizing your worries. You are statistically inaccurate in your worries. By the way, I was under the impression that pretty much everybody, like in driver's ed, is told how to handle it when a cop pulls you over. You keep your hands on the steering wheel. You don't reach for the glove compartment because there might be a gun in there and cops have to be on their guard, for example. I was given that talk by my parents. And I was like a middle to upper middle class Jewish kid.
Okay, stop it.
Yeah, stop. Yeah, you can stop it there. Go ahead. Ola.
No, I can't put up with this gremlin today. Like, first of all, I don't know why, and this is in all seriousness, this is why we need to start framing the argument as the problem with police brutality is not just that it is a racial problem, it is not just a Black problem. I need you to care about it as a favor to us, but the problem is that this is a police state. Because police, the fact that regardless of what you want to say, whatever you're talking about, there are 365 days in the year. The police kill, and this is according to Mapping Police Violence that tracks this. Go to the website. 1,192 people were killed by the police last year. That's the stats. That's what they admit to. That's just the facts. So whether or not, and it is just statistically the truth that Black people are killed at a disproportionately higher rate. That's true. But regardless, police are in fact brutalizing and killing people every fucking day in this country. That is happening all over the country. The foolishness of being like, oh, there isn't a reasonable reason to fear them as a Black person, or, Black people are just making this up or pretending that this is a bigger issue. Nonsense. Absolute fucking nonsense, foolishness, hogwash, and all of this is performative. At the end of the day, they know this. All this stupidness, everything that they're doing, everything they say, they're just a bunch of bigots. All of it is a thinly veiled performance act. It's the politics of gaslighting. They fucking know that. All the foolishness, with the racial slur, they know what it is. They want to live in a world where it was okay for them to be racist in the majority and no one could say anything about their character about it. They want to live in the times of where, they could put out their racist media, they could put out their racist stereotypes, they could put out their racist comment, and they still get to say, I am a good such and such Christian, and I'm going to heaven, and every blah 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 blah, and nobody criticizes it. That's what it is. That's all that they want. And so they find all this foolish reasons to tap dance around it just to stress people out, but they know what the fuck they doing. All this is a bunch of foolishness. This melting face little fucking pug talking shit. So
right.
Hey, now pugs are very sweet. As a pug dad,
that is a pug face man. You want to have a pug? Do you want to be a melting pug face man? Look at his face. Look at his lip. They're not melting? Where the line? Where the line? His lip's not melting. What's the melting man?
Is there more to this worth watching or no?
I thought no, that's even really to play anymore. But I just thought like the comparing his thing with the Chat GPT with that, like in Ben Shapiro's world, Black people having worries about police brutality and getting pulled over in their car and getting shot. That's a statistical anomaly, misprioritizing your worries, worried about a chatbot not saying that it would shout racial slurs to stop a nuclear warhead. That's very concerning and something to really worry about. That's a legitimate concern.
I can't believe that this is the discourse. And they're like seriously, adamantly saying, no, listen, if it was to save the world from nuclear apocalypse, then of course it would be morally necessary. Like, I want to use the voice, but David does it so much better. But like, I'm thinking of his logic, like him thinking through these steps in his head and getting outraged. It's just, this is such clown shit. How have I not heard about this, by the way? Like, I'm deep in this world. My brain is rotted.